Now you're probably wondering, but Zilla, that's Jafar, not Cruella De Veil. Don't worry, I'll get to that right further into the video. Just for right now, know that this is important, so note it. But yeah, so as you can tell, I'm going to be talking about the Cruella De Veil movie that is coming out. This is the live-action remake of 101 Dalmatians, doing the villain point of view. Because we've already done it. We've already done a live-action 101 Dalmatians movie twice. Remember those? They had Glenn Close. Yeah. I have this weird feeling that when they were, in the Disney boardroom meeting, they were just sitting around talking, alright guys, what's the next live-action movie we can make a live-action remake of? And one guy said, 101 Dalmatians. But sir, we've already done that. Damn it, man. Let's tell it from the villain's point of view. Cruella De Veil? Exactly. Brilliant work, people. Let's go out for lunch. That's literally how I think the... that's literally how I think the thought process was. So, let's talk about a few things about this film. First of all being that I don't think we have a director for this film, but we do have a writer. Kelly Marcel, who most of you guys would know for... doing the film. I actually love this film, Saving Mr. Banks. I absolutely love Saving Mr. Banks. It's not historically accurate, but it's a charming film nonetheless. And then you guys would probably know her for Worst. She did 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah, I didn't know that either until I was looking up information on the film. I was like, wait a minute. The person who wrote Saving Mr. Banks was responsible for writing the 50 Shades of Grey film? What? I was like, what? The whole time I was like, oh my god, that is high and low writing right there. Oh my god. But Saving Mr. Banks nearly got an Oscar nom. I think it actually, did it win? No, I think it just got an Oscar nomination. Actually, I think it got several. How did you go from Saving Mr. Banks to 50 fucking Shades of goddamn Grey? How is this possible? Oh my god! Yeah, I bet, I'm pretty sure some of you guys are like, wait, what? Right now, you guys are like, what? What was I gonna say about this film? What else did I want to say about this film? Again, I don't think we have a director yet. Yeah, yeah, don't think we have a director yet. I'm trying to think if we did. I'm trying to remember if we have. But Kelly Marcel is going to be writing the film, and trying to think of what else for this film. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I don't think we still don't have a director for the film. But we do have an actress, which is Emma Stone, which was rumored earlier in the year for Emma Stone to play Cruella, and to which I respond with, that's not bad. I mean, if you're going to do a story of a young Cruella De Veil, might as well go, and I think you need to go with someone with some major star power to really bring that in, and I think Emma Stone can be that character. I think she can honestly be that, because honestly, I think, she's usually played mostly the girl next door, or the sarcastic girl, or something of that degree. She's never really played a straight-up mean girl, at least as far as I know. Easy A, she played kind of a bitchy character in Easy A, but still, she wasn't all that bad. Maybe I just haven't seen I haven't seen every single one of Emma Stone's films, forgive me. But yeah, I think she can pull it off. I think she can pull off being evil. Now, the story of the film is apparently, like Maleficent, this is supposed to be Cruella De Veil's origins. Yeah, they're supposed to be her direct origins and how she came into being a powerhouse in the fashion world, as well as kind of being that kind of unhinged character that she was once meant to be. To which I respond with, okay, so it's Devil Wears Prada. Origins. Yeah, no, really, this sounds like Devil Wears Prada, the origin. You could have... that's exactly what it is, guys. But here's the thing. I'm cool with it. It's not that, actually, I'm just okay with it. That's really the big thing here, is that I'm really more like meh on the situation. That's the big thing here, is that I'm just really so meh with this film choice. And it's not because I hate it. I absolutely love 101 Dalmatians. No, the reason why I'm kind of meh with it is like, out of all the Disney villains you could have picked to play, to choose from, you already had Maleficent, which I didn't care much for the Maleficent film. If you did, if anyone out there did, that's totally fine. No ill will against you, but me personally, I just did not care for the Maleficent film. I felt like they just really watered down the character, and they decided to go, oh, let's make her an anti-hero, rather than do a true villain adaptation story, which I was like, well, fuck. And and I'm kind of thinking that's the villain. The next villain you wanted to do is Cruella De Veil. Don't get me wrong, Cruella De Veil is a iconic Disney villain. When you think Disney villains, chances are she's one of like the top 10 that come to mind. Usually it's Maleficent first, then Scar Jafar second, followed by Ursula, and somewhere down the road you think Cruella De Veil. Maybe hell, she's one of the first characters that pop into your head. But I don't know if she can carry a whole villain movie around her. She's not really like this. She's not. Yeah, she's a little homicidal, but towards dogs. She's literally PETA's worst nightmare. Yeah, unless you want to make a horror film for PETA, then by all means go ahead. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry, but no, really, she's like the Antichrist for PETA. Cruella De Vil's the Antichrist for PETA. Really, really she is. But that's the thing, like, she doesn't strike me as a villain who you could do a whole movie around, and that's where Jafar comes in. I'm kind of, because here's the thing, I am kind of thinking to myself, okay, Cruella De Vil, I don't know if you can carry a whole movie around her, so why not do a villain whose origin story would be really cool to tell, such as, Jafar right here. I actually did a whole video a while back talking about my ideas for a Jafar villain origin story of where he came from, how he got the serpent staff, how he met Iago, and how he eventually found his way to becoming a vizier in the palace of Agrabah. Just kind of like I did a whole video talking about it, like a little more in depth, but I kind of talked about all these kind of loose ideas I had for Jafar and why the way he is and how he learned to use magic, how he got the cobra staff, all that good shit. So the thing is with this with that is that it's not that I don't think a Cruella De Vil movie could be bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just kind of like, I'm more along the lines of, that's the one you're going with? Like the one villain, that's the next villain you're going with after Maleficent? We're just gonna go with that character and not someone like, not follow up with like Scar or Ursula's story or Jafar's or Captain Hook's or Dr. Falcher. There's so many other villains I could, you could do live action remakes of and tell it from their point of view and tell their origins that I feel like you could really, do some amazing storytelling with. Ursula's a really good pick. Where did she get her powers? In the original story, I think in the original storyline, like, she was supposed to be Triton's sister or half-sister. So you could have played up with that, with how well Jungle Book is doing, the live-action Jungle Book film. You could do a movie about, a live-action movie about Scar. You could talk, you can do a movie about Scar and talk about, is Scar his real name? Where did he get the scar? And why is he, why is he so power hungry? And, you could say, oh, but a live-action Lion King would be kind of dumb. To which I respond with, yeah, but look at how, the only live-action character in the Jungle Book remake was Mowgli. And, yeah, it's not like we've seen, we've seen animated film, we've seen live-action sets with animated characters before. Hell, Disney did that with Dinosaur. Remember that film? They did that a long time ago with just the only thing that was real was the backgrounds. And that was literally it. So you could do the same concept and same technology. Yeah, I know the landscapes aren't real in Jungle Book. I understand that. But what I'm saying is you could just make a live-action film, just use some, live landscapes, maybe some motion capture, and I think you could do a live-action Lion King and talk about Scar's origins. You could do Scar's origins from that story. You could bring back, oh God, why am I forgetting the name? James Earl Jones. Why did I suddenly blank on the name? Yeah, James Earl Jones back as Mufasa. You could have Jeremy Irons come back as Scar. You could have them, talk about their, do the origin story. If you want to go younger, I don't know who you could get for younger Scar and Mufasa. I don't want to say Tom Hiddleston and Chris Hemsworth, even though it's a lot like Thor and Loki with those two. But yeah, that's the thing is that other villains you could do is like Captain Hook. How did he get to Neverland? Where's his stories begin? But all I'm saying is, I'm not against the idea of a Cruella De Vil movie. I'm just kind of a little, I'm just a little disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Out of all the Disney villains to do villain origin stories with, you go with that one. You go with Cruella De Vil, who has no real powers. And here's the other thing I'm really worried about. After Maleficent, who decided to change Maleficent, one of the greatest Disney villains of all time, into like this anti-hero type character, I was like, yeah, I don't know, can we just have a straight up villain story? That's the kind of thing I want here. Is that I'm totally forgiving of this film if they don't do the route of let's give Cruella a sad backstory and now we feel total sympathy for her. Not saying you couldn't do that and still make her a cold hard bitch, but I'm just saying, I don't want to feel pity for De Vil, a woman who kills dogs, that thing, dogs are things I like, so I don't want to feel good about a person who kills endangered animals as well as puppies and kittens and all these other cute, adorable animals for skin, to wear as clothes. So, yeah, I don't really want to feel pity for that person. And honestly, the fashion world is pretty cutthroat, so I would like to see that kind of cutthroat, background point with a young Cruella. You could have her being this kind of starry-eyed kind of dreamer who's finally gotten into the fashion world, and slowly that kind of that kind of world of fashion designing just really morphs her into the woman we know her to be. Slowly and slowly we see her become the woman we all know and love to hate. But yeah, I don't hate that. I think I've been a little too hard on this. I don't hate this idea, guys. I really do not hate the idea of a Cruella De Vil movie. It's just that, I'm just a little disappointed that we didn't get a villain film on Jafar or anything like that. But who knows? Maybe the next ones will, when they get around to Aladdin and the other ones, hopefully they'll just be like, you know what, let's do a Jafar movie, or let's do an Ursula film. Well, they can't really do an Ursula film because we're already getting a live-action Little Mermaid film. But who knows? Maybe there's hope yet. And yeah, after how bad Pan was, now Pan was not under Disney. Pan was under, I think, Warner Brothers? I want to say Warner Brothers. But yeah, hopefully they'll look at Pan, hopefully Disney will be like, look at Pan and go, you know what? Let's not do Peter Pan and instead do Captain Hook and do like the Black Sails TV show. Yeah, that'd be kind of awesome. A gritty pirate film by Disney, and you have have them tell the story of Captain Hook, but a little more darker, but still have that like a dark fantasy type story with how Hook became captain of his ship, as well as how he found his way to Neverland and how the time he got his hand bit off by the crocodile. Well, his hand got cut off, then fed to the crocodile, and his rivalry with Pan. Really do a cool origin story, not what Pan did. Okay, be the anti-Pan. Captain Hook film that I hope gets one day made, but right now is in my imagination and it's awesome. Be that. Anyway, so I've just kind of ranted for about nearly 15 minutes, and I apologize for that, but you guys tell me, what do you guys think of the upcoming Cruella De Vil movie? Do you guys like the idea? Do you guys hate the idea? What do you think of Emma Stone being a young Cruella De Vil? And yeah, and what other Disney villains do you want to see get origin stories? Yeah, just comment below, let me know, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.